Buongiorno, everyone. Welcome to the instant reaction after the 1-1 draw against. Of course, it was a 1-1 draw against
Wasn't
Wolves.
going to be anything
Yeah,
else.
5 1-1 draws in a row. I called. I think you called it as well, Keg, and it was inevitable. Really, even watching the game play out, we just knew it was going to happen. Or, as we suggested in the watch long, it was you called Neves next goal. I called Fabio Silva to probably score the next goal, and he could have done. If it wasn't for the brilliance of Martin Rafka, which we'll get onto soon, making up for amends for his mistake earlier on. But we started at the beginning, and I thought we started pretty well. Started lively while creating chances, and there's no way we should have only scored one goal in this game, man. We should have been 1-2-3 up by half time. We should have been out of sight. I know we're unlucky, Miron hits the post, but you look towards the chances where St. Maximin was class, but we also mentioned his weakness and his decision making of when to shoot and when to pass. Lays onto Willock. It looks like it's going to be deja vu from the Southampton game. Keeper makes the save. We have another couple of snapshots from here and there. And then Hayden obviously had the first chance, to be fair, the header straight at the keeper, Rui Patricio. But we know at half time we started the better team. Second half, got the goal. Fraser, who have been calling for ages
What are the odds
to start. Why the hell is he still not starting Fraser and St. Maximin together, man? Fraser with a lovely ball in on his best side as well, the right hand side. I said it as well during the watch long, where Brucey put him down the middle, put him on the right. Best thing in his game is crossing. He crosses it. The Cells is there. 1-0 Newcastle. And then from then it was disrupted though on it because we had the injuries. And we'll get onto this now, but this could be really, really sticky because obviously St. Maximin ends up coming off with an injury. Miron's off with an injury. And we obviously already know Wilson's out with an injury. So West Brom next week in a must-win game.
Kraft as well.
Battle down the back. Kraft, our running right back, comes off. So the battle for the drop next week at the Hawthorns, where they picked up a game, a good point, a good win the day. Huge for them. That game could be massive next week. Could be missing our entire front line. You could be looking at a completely makeshift front line next week. Who knows what it could be? Like a Gale and Murphy or Joe Linton up there, and Joe Linton as well had a brilliant chance to win it, didn't he? Where Saiz blocks it on the line. There was just loads of chances that game could have been. That game could have been about a 4-2 to Newcastle or something. There was just loads of chances. It's crazy that it's still ended 1-1. It's like it's fixed to end 1-1 this game. But I mean, for me, like the 1 point just isn't enough because we're 4 points clear at the minute. But Fulham have got Palace tomorrow. I honestly think Fulham will win that. So there'll be 1 point in it, heading to West Brom next week. And how horrible will that be? How horrible will that game be? How nervy will that game be?
No, that's going to be mega shaky. I said before the game, like, obviously 1-1 is our history over the last 4 games. So I said beforehand, I would take it. I would be content with it. I wouldn't be happy with it, but I would take it based on if we can get 3 points at the Hawthorns next week, which obviously in the Premier League, nothing's guaranteed. They just beat Crystal Palace earlier on today. I just knew this game was going to be 1-1. Like, that point keeps us out of the relegation zone at least for a week. Like, Fulham can win tomorrow and we'll still be 1 point out of it. So it's okay looking at it in that sense. We need to get 3 points against West Brom. It's not even a question anymore. It's not a case of I'd take a point, I'd be content with a point. Nah. Anything less than 3 points is a failure because we could be in the relegation zone next week. Well, based on this performance, especially the first half an hour, we were so dominant. We had so many chances. But I think the stats came up. It was like 6 shots to 2, 4 on target to none, 76% possession. We absolutely walked over them in the first half an hour. So many decent chances, nothing too clear cut. Like say Hayden's header, we had a Joe Linton chance late on.
Just watching the replay back there, like I still can't tell from that replay if it's handball. I see a lot of people booting off saying that was a handball by Saiz and should have been a penalty.
No,
we needed Mikey to step up.
Sure. Yeah, no. But, we shouldn't have had to take a point, be happy with the points. We should have got 3 today. It was there for the taking. They were not good. We said it in the match preview with the Wolves fan Matt Cooper from Talking Wolves. Like, he just hasn't been happy with their season. Like, that's why I've probably been saying like a point's probably a good result, because I'm still thinking of the Wolves from the last couple of years who's been pushing for that Europa League spot, who's been in and around kind of the 5th to 8th bracket. They haven't been that this season. They're a poor side. They've won the last 2 games, but they just haven't been very good, very consistent this season. And that showed, especially in the first half. Like, we walked all over them. We should have gone in at halftime 1-0, but typical Bruce kind of see it over the line. Thankfully, I thought going 1-0 up just after the break was good, because I expected it to come out in the second half shite, as we usually do. But we didn't. We still had our heads up. We went 1-0 up, but that was just backs to the wall. Like, Dubravka could have done better with the equaliser. And the injuries obviously didn't help. Losing what only right back. Richie playing over on the right, and some Maximin coming off, Almiron coming off. Like, it just didn't really bode well for us. Just, I just feel disappointed now. We get taken that 1-1 result that I said earlier on that I would have been content to take.
Aye, because I just think you need to get the points on the board now before West Brom next week, when they've got something to fight for. Their tail's going to be up now after winning the day. But Dubravka, we always got to talk about Martin Dubravka. I'm sure you and Ken can get into it as well and play our ratings a lot more. And I want to get to bed because it's 2:15 in the morning, 2:15 a.m. in Dubai.
You got a point out of it though.
At least I've seen a goal this time. At least I stayed past midnight and seen a goal for the first time since I've been out here in a month. So Dubravka called back in, and I said that I wanted to see Martin Dubravka come back in. Many Newcastle fans did. And for me, it looks like it's just a bit of rust in it on that one. That's what I can put it down to, because you know how good Dubravka is. Obviously, proving it in the 92nd minute when he stops Fabio Silva getting the winner. You know, it was like reminded me like a Shea Given save, that just instinctive, right at him, flat with it, put anything on it, gets away with it, pushes onto the bar. Brilliant goalkeeping. But then the first one there, and you can't even just blame Dubravka because the defence is horrendous. The defending's all over the shop. Nobody's tight on the man. As it was happening all game, the fullbacks are getting absolutely done. You know, the cross comes in too easy. This time it's on Lewis. You know, Traore was just raping Kraft the entire first half. That was horrendous. Someone should have called Northumbria Police on that gun, because he was just raping him the whole time. And the ball comes in the box and there's no one on him. Free header for Neves, and Dubravka, it's not even that strong of a header, is it? He's got to get a stronger hand to it. Palms it, pushes it in the corner of his net. It's so disappointing, but I'm so happy that he makes amends for it, because it'll do his confidence wonder. Because he would have been so deflated, obviously, after that mistake. He would have been thinking, oh man, what a time to do this, to make this mistake when the pressure's on, the focus is on. Dahl's been doing well, he's been given his chance. He's got the Euros coming up in the summer. To make amends for it, I'm so glad he did that. But it's got to be said, like, it was a poor mistake, and he nearly cost him, but he obviously made up for it in the end. But for me, I just put it down to, I don't know. It's like McGregor getting back in the UFC now, isn't it? Just ring rust. Ring rust. Just not the same. You know, I'm sure once McGregor has a couple more fights, he might get somewhere back to his best, and Dubravka has a couple more games, be back to his best. Just ring rust for me. That first save, I think, is
the thing is, though,
he
gets a good hand to it. That's the thing. Like, that's the kind of save that we've known Dubravka to have made over the last 2-3 years. He gets a really good hand to it. It's just not a strong enough hand, and that's the rust. I think maybe he doesn't even fully connect with his hand. You can see he's got his hand outstretched and he tries to like claw it away. I don't know if it comes off his wrist or whatever, but like that's the rust. That's what you get for don't playing for so long. Like, it could have been a relatively simple, good save, but just doesn't get the connection on it that he should make, that we've been known to him to make for the last couple of years. So that's disappointing. Like we've been calling for him to come back for weeks now. I'm over the moon to see him back. Yeah, he made a mistake, but he did make amends. Like, it was a really good save late on from Fabio Silva. So like, you've got to take that as it is. Like we discussed during the watch along, what it would do now. Like, obviously in the comments, people are going, "Oh, fucking, we should have been sticking with Darlow. Shouldn't have brought Dubravka in." As if not everyone was saying that, but like he did make amends. I think we've got to stick with him now. We can't be chopping and changing while goalkeepers throughout the season. Like, if we bring Darlow back next week, that's going to do Dubravka's confidence nay good. But if Darlow makes a mistake, is he going to get dropped for Dubravka? We can't be going around in circles. We're at the crucial end to the season now. And Steve Bruce said before the game, like, that was pretty much his decision in it. We are like down there now, and we need that experience. We need that quality, which Dubravka has over Darlow. So yeah, I'm pleased he made amends. I'm pleased he made that save. We've definitely got to stick with him next week against West Brom.
I think is it 26 points now from 26 games?
26, yeah.
Not good enough, man. Just not good enough. Like,
No.
but
38 points from 38 games. Can we make that?
If we do, we'll stay up. I think that'll be enough to stay up. Like,
pretty much.
I'm already shitting myself next week. To be honest, I'm already shitting myself for the West Brom game. I'm already shitting myself to watch Fulham at Palace tomorrow.
No, and next week's definitely going to be a bit sweaty, but we're going to be looking at that Palace and Fulham game, and I'm pissed off that I'm going to have to watch a Fulham game to see how we do. Like I hate going about it that way.
Because it was in our hands tonight. We should have got the 3 points. We wouldn't have to focus on them too much.
Yeah.
But I don't know how to trick you on the night because I think we did play well. We did create chances. We should have been more in front. But then again, it was just once the injuries happened, we're just disruptive. Jigga Murphy started to grow into the game. Like, and obviously, he was the one that did a brilliant piece of work and set up Joey, and then it was obviously blocked on the line by Sykes, the Wolves defender. But apart from that, we just couldn't get going. And that's the worrying thing in our how serious are those injuries to Miggy and Saint. Well, obviously, Wilson already been out. Time will tell. But time for me to go to bed. So stay tuned. Keg will bring you player ratings with Kendall Rowan. Cheers, Keg.
No worries, mate. Cheers for staying up. Enjoying that point.
I can't wait for next Sunday. Like West Brom, 4 o'clock over here. Lovely stuff. Right. Cheers for watching, everyone. Drop your comments below what you thought of Newcastle's 1-1 draw at Wolves. Subscribe to the Maguire Channel TV and enjoy yourselves.